There are there are those in the world that claim that they are Christians and they have a forgiving heart. Most of them sadly don't have a forgiving heart. I know you have heard it said, "Do unto others as others would undo to you." Jesus said to forgive those as he has forgiven you. You need to forgive others for what they have done to you instead of always being angry with one another. And you need to stop being hateful toward people. I have a forgiving heart, and I forgive everyone for what they have done and for what they'll do in the future. Jesus also said, if you don't forgive, I won't forgive you. And Jesus meant it. Anger will start eating away at the body until there is nothing but hate. Same with the spirit. And both will kill the body and soul. If you want to wind up in heaven with Jesus, you need to learn to stop being so hateful. You have to learn how to control your anger. With anger, people have either been hurt or killed. Look at the massacres that happen in schools and in many towns. It often is due to hatred toward one another and not controlling your emotions properly. If you refuse to listen to Christ in the Bible, you aren't a Christian at all. Anger and hate come from Satan. I know, God uses those two emotions since He is our King and is our Creator, and God has to use happiness, peace, anger, hate, and other emotions when managing His world and His kingdom. Satan is just hate and anger. Anger and hatred can drive people mad and do things they normally would never do. You have to have an open heart and start forgiving those that hate you and forgive those that have done wrong to you. God will seek revenge for you since we people have taken it too far. How we took it too far? Remember in the book of Genesis, Cain was the first one to kill Abel, his brother, out of anger, hatred, and jealousy. If we don't forgive those and learn to let things go, we might as well wind up in hell for eternity. In the Old Testament, the commandments that reflect on anger and hatred would be, do not murder, do not commit adultery, sorry, my dog wants to be on my lap. But the commandments are, do not murder, do not commit adultery, do not use the Lord's name in vain, do not steal, do not covet neighbor's possessions, etc. Need I say more? What do I mean by adultery in this case? If you are angry with your husband or wife, that anger could escalate to the point where one of you could end up killing each other, hurting one another, or getting a divorce. Maybe even cheating on one another. In this case, adultery can cause anger and hate. Look at Moses. He killed one of Pharaoh's workers that killed some Egyptian slave's wife. And Moses sought to get righteousness and kill the one that forced the adultery upon the man and his wife. What I am getting at here is that you could die from your own anger and from your own hatred toward one another. Look at the KKK, a fake Southern, real Northern hate group. They kill and persecute people whom are black and Jewish. Look at Nazis. They kill people and hate those whom aren't white, such as black people, Mexicans, Asians, Middle Easterns, and many more. The wife of Adolf Hitler killed him for what he has done to Germany and making his country look bad. Adolf Hitler never committed suicide. It's like saying just like saying O.J. Simpson killed his ex-wife just because he was in the room and someone came in. He was actually framed right there. Adolf Hitler killed many people in the camps. The atheistic communists hate Christians and hate those that believe in God. They go to the extreme. They go to the extreme by torturing and killing Christians, Jews, Muslims, Hindus, and many more for their belief in God. Pastor Richard Wurmbrand and Sabina Wurmbrand founded Voice of the Martyrs and telling their experiences from Romania and Russia, from what the communist atheists have done. The government wanted to suppress religion as much as possible since they feared it would tear the country apart and would make the fall of, it would start the fall of communism, that would start the Great Rebellion. There is even a book by VOM called Hearts of Fire, and that teaches the experiences of different women that have been persecuted for their faith. The government was being hateful toward the religious groups. Forgive those that hurt you, and forgive those for any reason whatever they did and said. If you have been raped, forgive the rapist. If you have been kidnapped, forgive the kidnapper. They probably just wanted sex without paying a hooker, and they probably wanted children but didn't have the money to adopt, so they stole a child and attempted to raise them. Forgive as Christ has forgiven you. Amen.